Hello everybody. I'm Kaveri and I'm very excited to be here today. And I've been told that all of us are of similar age, so I'm really looking forward to interacting with all of you as well. And I'm currently an undergraduate at SUTD, which is Singapore University of Technology and Design. I'm also interning right now at a quantum computing company as a quantum computing intern. It's called Entropica Labs. And a couple of things that I'm doing in university. I'm also an undergraduate student researcher. So I'm currently working on 2 research projects, one in machine learning and one in quantum computing under professors at university. And the really cool thing about university is that you get to do research while you're an undergraduate, which is great because all you have to do is find a professor that is researching into a field that you're passionate about and just send them an email and go for it. And it's as easy as that. And it's also really useful because the Europes that I went through, they were very enriching experiences because I got to go through research papers, learn more about the subject, and you get actual guidance from professors as well. I think this is a really cool platform for anybody in university to take up undergraduate research at least once because it's a lot of fun. And also, as you can see, I'm in the executive committee of a couple of engineering clubs in university where we conduct workshops, networking events with industry professionals, and in general, increase awareness about technology in the community. So that's what we do. And I'm also a core committee member of SWE, which is a Society of Women Engineers. And that's something I hold really close to my heart because we aim to promote gender diversity in tech and to bridge the gender gap because we know that right now there is a pretty significant gender gap in the tech industry. And that's something we need to work as a strong community towards. Other than that, I absolutely love all kinds of sports. I'm on the school badminton team, and I'm also the vice president of the tennis club, which is a pretty new announcement. And I love tennis because I've been playing it for a very long time, and it's something I'm very passionate about. I love coding, quantum computing, artificial intelligence, cryptography, or anything interesting really. And so this is who I am now and what I'm currently doing. But my journey from my hometown Hyderabad to Singapore and then from school to university, the entire journey hasn't been easy. When I was younger, I used to take inspiration from my elder sister who studied at IIT Roorkee and who's currently working as an Android developer in Germany. And she'd always set a benchmark for me that I wanted to reach or cross. So it was something that a kind of threshold that I wanted to go past. And math and science have always been a major part of my life. And consistently winning math and science Olympiads have been an integral part of strengthening my STEM foundation. And ever since I was in 6th grade, I absolutely love robotics, designing circuits, building robots, designing everything. And from 3D printers to drones and IoT projects to maze solvers, I really loved doing anything related to robotics. And that was my first introduction to code. And after that, I was further exposed to programming in Python when I was in 8th grade. And this was at IIIT Hyderabad. And then in school, I had a couple of computer science courses. And I'd completed 10 years of schooling at DPS Nacharam. But then in grade 10, I received a $90,000 scholarship to study grade 11 and 12 in Singapore. And honestly, that's kind of a hard offer to reject. So I took it up, and It's called the Global Citizen Scholarship, and it's awarded to a couple of people from India every year to study grade 11 and 12 at Global India International School in Singapore. So I moved from India to Singapore in 2018 for 11th and 12th grade, thousands of miles away from home. And yeah, I was definitely worried about coping in a new environment or establishing myself. And it was a challenging task, but lucky for me, I thrive on challenges. And yeah, that during my initial days at GIS, I first came across WiselyWise. And I was a part of the 2-day WiselyWise Artificial Intelligence Bootcamp that was conducted in 2018. That's when I first got to know Sir and Hamza ma'am. And yeah, I still remember that we had like in-depth discussions about what intelligence really means, ethics of AI, and how to learn about the different facets of AI, how it can be applied in the industry. And the entire like bootcamp gave me a pretty clear insight into the field of AI. And we even built an NLP chatbot. It was a team project and it was a lot of fun. So overall, I think like WiselyWise, the bootcamp gave me a lot of hands-on experience that I really needed because it sparked my interest in the field of AI. And soon after the bootcamp, I completed, and I found that the best way to sharpen our skills is not just to do courses, but also apply all the things that we learn through those courses in real life projects, however small they may be. Even if they're really small, as long as you're able to apply code, I found that it's very useful in terms of getting an internship or a job offer. Like everybody would definitely like to see your portfolio in terms of your coding skills. And it's nice to put them all in one location, maybe GitHub. GitHub's great for coding portfolios. So yeah, that's something I've learned. And yeah, after that, to further solidify my interest, I attended the artificial intelligence course at Stanford during the next summer break. And there I learned more, and all the concepts that I'd learned at the boot camp and the courses, they were all amplified by one level. And then I learned about algorithms, how the theory behind artificial intelligence and machine learning works. And all of that was really interesting because it's theoretical. You understand the actual working behind algorithms. And yeah, the entire experience was amazing. We got to design for our capstone project a generative adversarial network, which essentially generates criminal sketches. So it's easier for witnesses to give in certain features, and then the computer automatically generates an image or like a set of images that they can choose from. So that was an interesting project in terms of artificial intelligence that I worked on. And then after that, during the next summer break, I got accepted to the Yale Young Global Scholars Program, where I got to know about another one of my main fields of interest, that is quantum computing, and specifically the Higgs boson optimization problem. And that's where I learned more about how machine learning can actually be used in terms of quantum computing. And this combination was really interesting to me because it was the best of both worlds. Machine learning and artificial intelligence helps you in optimization and everything that you need on the classical side. And quantum computing gives you this tremendous amount of computational power. And that's when I started looking into prospects of quantum machine learning, which is something I'm still looking at pursuing right now as a part of my internship and my research projects and random projects online. So yeah, and that's when I thought that now that I've accumulated a certain amount of technical skills, maybe I could just put them to use. And yeah, please don't do this. This is fun, but laptops are costly. Yeah. So I realized that I needed to put all of these skills that I'd acquired to use. And my first hackathon was the Google SheHacks hackathon, where there were girls from all over Singapore. And the theme was empowerment. And growing up, I have seen numerous qualified women in my family, community, give up their careers and to raise children, but then struggle to find employment later, especially in India. So I thought, why not create a means of tapping their potential through an app and connect these skilled women to small and medium-sized businesses or enterprises. And as I conducted on-the-ground research for the app, a majority of the homemakers expressed their gratitude and they were really interested in the idea. And I realized that it would actually be wonderful to watch all these homemakers grow into financially independent individuals, which is something that's really important in our community and society right now, to be financially independent. So that was my first hackathon, and we won the technical award. So I was over the moon that day because it was my first hackathon. But of course, soon after my first, I took part in multiple hackathons and ideation challenges. And once you start getting into hackathons, it's kind of like an addiction because they're so good. You get to meet so many interesting people. You get to connect to industry professionals. If you have an idea that you want to materialize, this is a really good way to focus all your energy, 24 hours, 36 hours, however long the hackathon may be. You get to actually build something tangible, which I think is great. And hackathons give you a platform to do that. They haven't just enhanced or honed my coding skills, but also my pitching skills, which I think are very important when, like, in terms of after university or startup area of things. So if you guys haven't already taken part in hackathons, you definitely should have a go at them. And here's a quote by someone not so famous, which is probably me. But yeah, this is something I really liked. From every hackathon, you definitely have fun. So you have fun, and then you learn about your strengths and weaknesses. And the next time you come back to the hackathon, you get to work on them. And so you slowly start building and covering all your bases so that all your foundations are strong, which I think hackathons are a really good platform to do that. So and while continuing, I worked on this app even after the hackathon ended. And I discovered a strong passion, and it's close to my heart, to bridge the gender ratio in computing. And so I went on to organize a couple of computer science workshops for pre-university students to encourage more girls like us to pursue a career in computer science. And as a core committee member of Society of Women Engineers, we're trying to do just that. And I'm absolutely delighted to be an active member of Diversity in Tech here. And I think building a strong community of women, we get to be each other's support system. And I think that's very, very important, especially in a field that's mostly male dominated. I'm sure all of you can set up engineering clubs or women in tech or girls in tech clubs in your own universities as well. Work towards the subject that you're passionate about, build a strong community of girls like us in STEM. And of course, I do understand that being the first to set up anything seems like a daunting task. But believe me, once you do, it's an amazing feeling, because being the first in the circle to actually build something, you learn to be self-reliant, and that amount of perseverance that you gather from it, it's truly enriching, and it helps us move closer to the goals we set for ourselves as well. And when we see that it's not just us we are growing, but a community of people around us that we're growing with, that's, in my opinion, a greater joy. So yeah, and yeah, all in all, I'd like to say that we girls, we should make the best use of our potential, the platform that's provided to us, and hope to positively contribute to society as much as we can, and definitely not to miss out on any valuable opportunities simply because of societal stereotypes. That is something we should fight against. And again, I'd like to say this. I believe that opportunities don't knock twice, and when they do, we need to grab them. Yep. It's been wonderful to meet all of you. And
thank you, Kaveri, for the good talk. It was really inspiring.